Yeah, that's good. Hi, I'm Simone McElhaney. I represent the Quilts of Valor organization, and it's made up of a whole bunch of members and volunteers all across the country. It started in 2003 by Catherine Roberts. She was a mother of a son who was serving in Iraq at the time, and she had a dream one night about a veteran that was going through great despair and agony. And when she woke up the next morning, she knew that there was something she needed to do to comfort all these people who have served and sacrificed so much. So since that time, in 2003, we have given out over 273,000 quilts, and our goal is to get to every veteran we possibly can, whether they're active duty or have served in the past. Our mission is to honor service members and veterans with comforting and healing quilts of valor. And these quilts are meant as an expression of gratitude, to thank you and bring you comfort. So I'm going to explain what the quilts mean first so everybody understands, and then we're going to present some today. So this is the top of the quilt, and as you can see, it's made up of a whole bunch of different pieces of material, fabrics, different colors, different shapes. Those represent the many individuals that make up our military community, families, and friends. And quilts are made of 3 layers. So in the middle of the quilt is the batting. The batting is the center of the quilt, and it's what gives the quilt its warmth. That represents our hope that this quilt will bring warmth, comfort, and peace and healing to all those receiving it. And then the backing of the quilts, which are all different, and you can see where all the quilting is done more on the backs of them. The backing is the strength, and that supports all the other layers. It represents the strength that you as veterans and active duty hold within yourself, and the strength and support of your family, friends, and our nation. And then each of the individual stitches on all of these quilts, they are what hold the quilts together. Those represent the love, gratitude, and sometimes tears of the makers. And it takes many women to make up each quilt. It's not just one person that works on one quilt. There's a lot of women, and it's a very emotional thing for them. All right, so if we want to go ahead and call up, let's see, we'll start with Colleen. If you want to come up here, this is actually the quilt for your mother. Colleen is going to receive this quilt for her mother who could not be here today. And all you need to do is just wrap the quilt around her. We like to wrap the quilts around each person receiving them and say thank you for your service, for your sacrifice, and you just have to pass that on to your mother for us. We greatly appreciate it. And I'll get you, if you want to just stand to the side, because I've got certificates for you too. All right, then James Johnson. Jim Johnson? Oh, okay. Thank you for your service, sir. Charles Cates. Here he comes. He's coming over here. Right here. You want to come up? I know it's kind of a hot day for this. And don't go anywhere after you receive your quilt, because we have a pillowcase that we also give to you. Some people like to store them. We don't want these quilts to be stored. We want them to be used and worn out. James Pratt.
Yeah.
William Ford. Jerry Hooper. All right, Jerry's right over here. Right here. Oh, perfect. Jonas Vanderlee. Oh.
That's all right.
Okay. Joseph Craven.
That's all right.
Bring it to them. So what I'd like to do now is honor you first for your service. We honor you for leaving all you hold dear to stand in harm's way to protect us from the effects of war. Next, we know that freedom is not free. The cost of freedom is the dedication of lives of men and women like you. And this quilt is meant to say thank you for your sacrifice and your service. And finally, this quilt is meant to offer comfort to you and remind you of the love and support from your family and friends. And now you're each going to receive a certificate, and I'll just read one certificate, and then I'll hand them out to you. The Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to honor you. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice and service to protect and defend the United States of America, as an expression of gratitude, we award you with this Quilt of Valor. Thank you so much.
Here, here.